Hi, good morning. Welcome to subramani.com. Please click on the bell icon. Please come back. I'm enjoying the fact that I'm communicating to you and the feedback that I'm getting. I wish there could be more feedback, but thank you. I'm going to talk about a topic called insurance and investing. Now, this may sound very common because a lot of people talk about insurance and investing, but this is going to be slightly different. Let me give you examples. This has got to be anecdotal. Let us say my father started investing sometime in 1953, 54, and I started investing in 1985 with my own money. I was anyway doing it from 1979. And my daughter starts investing in, say, 2020 or 2022. Remember, when my father started investing, he had to build a portfolio. He inherited nothing, but he didn't have to pay anything to his father. My grandfather was a reasonably well-off man who did not need any money from my father. So my father did not have to spend on anything, so which means my father could build his own portfolio, and so could I. Obviously, I inherit also something, and my daughter will inherit more than what I inherited. That is more thanks to inflation, perhaps. So now the question is, what helps you build on those portfolios? One, it is insurance. Let me tell you what I mean by insurance. Insurance means to invest well, you have to earn well. Make no mistake about it. You have to earn well. How you earn well is up to you. You could play cricket like Sachin Tendulkar or a Virat Kohli and earn well. You could do movies, you could study well, you could go to good institutes. Whatever, some reason, some way how you should earn well. You should then smartly develop a wealth attitude. A wealth attitude means orienting, saying, I need to create wealth. Why I need to create wealth is not a great question to ask. When we do goal-based investing, people say why they want to. That is necessary for meeting your goals, but wealth creation does not have a date, it does not have a generation. You just create wealth. That helps you later on for various other things, but you don't have I want to create 100 crores of wealth. You don't start off life by doing that. You just say, okay, I need to create wealth. What I will do with it is a different thing. So you have to first earn well. Second, you have to be very lucky that God does not give you occasions where it is necessary to interrupt. Now, when my father started investing with whatever amount, maybe 1,000 rupees a year is what he could have invested. It could have been interrupted by his father having a medical emergency, or his brother having a medical emergency, or he himself having a medical emergency. Right? Medical emergency is largely what we think of. Medical including accidents and all that. You have to be lucky that you didn't have that. You have to be lucky that you did not have to pay off some other but a person's liability, that you gave a bank guarantee to somebody and that got enforced. That is luck, because that is not great skill. I see many people, including professionally qualified people, doctors, giving guarantees and then having to pay for it, right? So, third, having an insurance for all your expenses which you can't anticipate, for like medical, like having home insurance there, so that if your house gets burgled, this would have mattered more when you have lesser wealth, right? And not getting cheated. You could get cheated by a big amount of money, which would interrupt your compounding. Not having any bad experience in investing. You invested and that money got lost. Then your father said, or your mother said, or your brother said, no more investing in stocks or something like that, right? That could have happened. That should not happen. And you should have an uninterrupted, continuous journey in wealth creation. You should not have any major other expenses. There are people who can blow a lot of money in a wedding. That's fine by them. The question is, how much do you have and how much of the compounding are you interrupting? You have, say, 2 crores and you spend 20 lakhs on a wedding. It's still good, but it is 10%. Now, if you have 500 crores and you spend 5 crores on a wedding, it looks big, but it is just 1%. So the question is, how much of your money keeps compounding over long periods of time? That's also important. And from where does that come? That again comes from insurance. Whether it is medical insurance, a good education and a good job is again an insurance, so that for your day-to-day expenses, or buying a fridge or buying a car, and you don't have to interrupt your compounding. You don't say, oh, I will sell my equities and buy. That's fine, you can sell your equities. There's solid reasons to sell equities. But using equity for day-to-day expenses doesn't make sense, right? So when you do all these things in the long term, which is multi-generational, multi-decade, you create wealth. Of course, you have to know how to create wealth. You have to know which shares to buy, how to buy, when to buy. Getting a good advisor is amazingly good. I seriously do not know of people with 20 crores and above wealth having done that without having an advisor. An advisor could be a good friend by now. Of course, advisor will charge you fees. But the question is, are you able to get enough out of him? Are you able to attract enough out of him to be paying that fees? That is the question to ask, not a question of whether you need an advisor, because there are very many stupid generic advisors. Like I can give you generic advice on equity investing, but for your personal investing, you need somebody who will hold your hand, who will be able to tell you this is the time to buy, don't worry, relax, hand-holding cannot happen online. Secondly, generic advisors have one amazing thing called hindsight. They will tell you what could have worked. It's like saying this is the combination of asset allocation which would have worked. Telling you that in 2020 or 2022 is of absolute no use because your journey started in 2005. Right? So they should have told you in 2005. And believe me, there is no golden rule of asset allocation. An asset allocation which lets you sleep tight at night and make sure that all your goals are met is the best asset allocation for you. I do not have to put money in a balanced advantage fund. I am very comfortable taking all the volatility of equity. I have seen equity from 79. I can take the volatility. Whatever happens to equity, there is a threshold level below which my portfolio won't go and a dividend income level below which it won't go, and that's comfortable for me to live. Does that mean that you can go into a 80% equity or a 90% equity? Maybe no, maybe 50-50 works for you. If you take a longish recession, it may look like, 70% in debt and 30% in equity work. So don't go and judge yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself saying, I should have done this. You didn't know at that point in time. So to create wealth, you have to earn wealth, you have to invest in equities. And for investing in equities, you have to learn how to invest in equities. It is very nice to have a very good advisor. It's not very easy to find. Generic advisors give you generic gyan that is no use. You need a specific advisor, especially who understands equity over long periods of time, which means he must be 45-50 years of age. He can't be much younger and say, I understand equities. It is possible, but the question is, does he understand you? That is what an advisor should do, because I can give you books. Every book is available. Come to my library, take any book. I have written about it in my blog. There are people who have done book reviews on my blog. So that's fine, but that is generic. That is not specific. For you, you need specific gyan on your portfolio, and you need insurance, a good income so that you don't interrupt, medical insurance so that you don't interrupt, putting these a lifestyle which allows you to do compounding, which means you are investing continuously, whether there is COVID or no COVID. You're earning well, you're spending, and even during bad times, even though you're an entrepreneur, you have the cash surplus to be buying. What is the point in saying this is a great time to buy but I don't have cash, right? So all this combination helps you create wealth over multiple decades and over generations. Don't think there is a short journey, it is a long journey, it is a difficult journey, and anybody who comes and tells you, I have this product which will make equity investing is easy, is bluffing. He is trying to make his own life easier. There is no easy path. Yes, the mutual fund industry can create products which all will look good at different points in time. The question is, does a balanced advantage fund look good to you permanently? I mean, let us say in 2023, the market has reached 50,000 Sensex. Your BAF would not have performed as well as your multi-cap fund. A multi-cap fund, in a multi-cap fund, you took a large cap bias and actually mid-cap did well. You took a mid-cap bias and large cap did well. All these things are possible. So, simple journeys are not available, simple solutions are not available. Yes, lage raho, long periods of time, you need to ensure your cash flow. Thank you.